Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reacting to Mr. Nightmare, three disturbing true Blackout horror stories. This video literally came out like a few minutes before I started work, and I was like, are you kidding me? But I'm home. Well, I've been home for hours now, but it's like 11:15. I always watch these videos at nighttime just because it's better, and no one's really here to annoy me. I was craving popcorn, so I made some, but I kind of messed up. I almost ate it all. This thing was full, but now it's almost empty. So basically, I have this much left to get through this video. Yeah, that's all. But yeah, tell me if you guys want more reaction videos. Tell me if you want me to react to other channels. I'm not gonna promise I will because I have time, but like, do I have the actual like space? Because like I only do it off from my computer because then no ads are gonna show up or anything. You know what I mean? And if I do it somewhere else, then it's just ugh, you know what I mean? Anyway. Before I talk for 20 years, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this up just so you guys can hear it. So, I already liked the video just because I already know I'm going to like it, and even if I don't like it, I'm still even a like on it. So again, before I start, make sure you subscribe to him, make sure you watch his videos, make sure you do everything like that. And, yeah, let's get going. There you go. This is going to be good, I think.
I used to work as a construction worker and engineer in the Philadelphia area in my early 20s. My co-workers and I would do basic work like constructing add-ons to already standing structures like adding basements to buildings. One of our jobs in 2012 was to construct a small basement area and extend the main floor for a corner dentist building. The basement was to have a bathroom and 2 big storage areas. We were making serious progress. By the time of the story, we had working lights in the basement already. The basement had just been sealed off, so there was no longer a big hole in the ground. And since the lights were working down there, we had a source of light while we worked down there at night. One of my coworkers, Jordan, went upstairs and then outside to help with work on the add-on section outside. I was tinkering with the electrical components a bit. I was no electrician, but I had a basic understanding of what I was doing. But suddenly the power went out. I knew it had nothing to do with what I was doing. I figured there must have been a power outage in the vicinity.
I feel like he did it.
The 4 of us didn't keep our phones on us due to the nature of our jobs, plus how dirty our hands would get.
We all kept them in our jackets that we hung upstairs, but luckily one of the tools we kept in our vests were flashlights.
Good.
Before I could even reach and grab for my flashlight, though, I started to hear a rattling noise. The closest way I could come to describing it was a bag of coins being shaken.
Coins?
Not exactly, but close enough. It seemed to come from inside the tiny, soon-to-be bathroom. I took the flashlight out from the pouch on my vest, turned it on, and aimed it towards the bathroom section. We had already put up a door, and it was slightly closed to be covering my view from the actual room itself.
Oh my god, is there a jump scare coming?
It didn't sound like any kind of infrastructural sound, so I had to imagine it was one of my coworkers. I went to the door, and as I wrapped my hand around the side of the door, I waited a second before pulling it open, just because I needed to gather my bearings. But when I did swing open that door, my flashlight revealed some person dressed in all black, standing facing the corner of the tiny room so that I couldn't see their face. That is, until the person turned their head like a deer reacting to a sound in the woods. All I saw through the flashlight was the glow in their eyes. I slammed the door shut and ran up the stairs in my heavy boots, looking for my coworkers. They were all outside, apparently about ready to pack up and call it a night since the power in all the nearby buildings had gone out. I counted 3 of my coworkers, so it couldn't have been any of them in that tiny room. I asked all of them if anybody else who worked in that building had been there at all that night. They all shook their heads no.
So some random bitch was just in there.
I had to lead them downstairs to show them the creepy stranger in the basement. They followed me to the basement and to the tiny room, and as I told what happened, that person I saw wasn't in there anymore, or the entire basement for that matter.
They fled.
I was obviously embarrassed when they didn't believe me, but I wasn't going to hold them hostage and make them believe me. So we all went back outside and packed up. I was the one with the key to the building, so I had to lock up when everyone left. After getting into my car and seeing the others drive off, I can't describe it, but I got a feeling inside of me that made me want to go back down into that basement and check one more time for that person I was sure that I saw. I took a deep breath got out, unlocked the door to the building, and went
Shit,
back
you
down to
did
the
it?
basement. The power was still out, so I walked down the stairs with 2 flashlights on, the one I was using before, and now my phone as well.
I would not go down myself.
I made it to the bottom step and then stopped. The dead silence in this cramped, unfinished basement, mixed with the fact that I was anticipating a sound, freaked me out to the point that I was about to turn around and go back upstairs. Then suddenly, I heard the rattling again, coming from the tiny room again. I didn't even look, but when I heard it, I felt my heart in my throat, and I stormed up the stairs,
Yes,
slamming
run.
the basement door shut again.
Run.
I locked the door to the building and drove home. Thank God it was a Saturday, so I wouldn't have to be back until Monday. I made sure not to work in that basement alone anymore, however, and thankfully we finished the work within a couple weeks, and nothing else really strange ever happened.
I'm scared. Like, I would not go back down. Like, even on Monday, I'd be like, nope. Especially not go back after your friends just left and then you're alone. Mm-hmm.
It was a normal night in the cold month of February. My wife and I were watching a late-night movie in our room in bed before going to sleep. At some point in the movie, the TV suddenly shut off, and the room went dark. My wife and I let out simultaneous grunts and annoyance. The lamps, clocks, everything went out, so the power must have gone out. I told my wife I'd go outside and check if the neighbors lost power too.
Yep.
I opened the front door and stepped out onto the stoop for only a second or two because it was freezing outside, but I could see lights on in the neighbors' houses, so it seemed to be just us who lost power.
That's weird.
We have a fuse box in a small boiler-type room in our basement. It seemed unlikely it could have anything to do with that, but I had to give it a shot. I had no idea what else I could do. I went downstairs with a flashlight. One weird thing about our house is you have to walk down the stairs to get to the basement door. Like, the door is literally on the basement level. I was tired, so I kind of slowly and lazily stomped down the steps. When I got to the basement door at the bottom, I turned the doorknob and tried opening the door. It wouldn't push open, though. I tried a little harder, but it still wouldn't budge. My wife must have locked it. I went all the way back upstairs to ask my wife where she put the basement key.
Is someone holding it shut?
She got out of bed and said she'd get it for me.
Okay.
I followed her downstairs to the kitchen where we had a key hanger. She flipped around the many keys until she pulled off the basement key and handed it to me. She then went back upstairs to the bedroom, while I went back down the stairs to the basement door. I put the key in the lock and turned it to the right, then tried opening the door again, but it still wouldn't open.
Someone's holding it shut.
I went back up the stairs and called for my wife to come down. When she did, I asked for help like a child, since she was the only
Can you
one to
help
ever
me?
lock this door. She came down the stairs with her flashlight, making fun of me for not being able to use a wooden door. And before she even tried using the key, she turned the doorknob and gave one good push, and the door creaked open. I was dumbfounded. I swore up and down the door wouldn't open. Then I joked that I loosened it up for her.
I swear someone was holding it
She
shut.
went upstairs to the bedroom.
Like, it wasn't even locked.
I entered the basement, flicking the light switch on, which only led to more darkness. Flashlight still in hand, I went to the boiler room. When I got inside of there, I tinkered with all the switches, flipping them from one side to the other, until finally the lights in the basement flicked on. I was relieved. I shut the tiny door to the fuse box. Just then, however, there was a sound from outside of the boiler room. The sound of one of the basement closet doors creaking. I took a peek outside at both of the doors. One was closed, the other was slightly cracked open.
Run.
My heart started beating faster as I went over to the door.
Run.
I stood about 2 feet away from that door, listening. For some reason, it took until then for me to think. Why? How would the switch in our fuse box for power be switched off all of a sudden?
Someone's down there.
Then I started to think. What if the basement door was never locked?
That's
What
what I
if
just
someone
said.
was simply pulling it shut?
That's what I just said.
After a few moments of silence, I heard a deep exhale in the closet. I took off for the stairs,
Oh, you
this
best
time
run.
making sure to lock the door behind me.
You best boot it.
I had never ran up a flight of stairs so quickly in my life. I ran to our bedroom and yelled in distress to my wife. I was not acting like the man of the house at all. I'll admit I was too afraid. I did call the police, though. At some point after the phone call, before the police arrived, we heard the sound of glass breaking outside. I looked out my window, but it was too dark to see anything in the backyard. When the police arrived, I led them quickly to the basement, but by then the closet door was completely open and it was empty. We also noticed shattered glass in one corner of the basement, and things
That's
knocked
how they
all
got
over
him.
the floor.
That's how they got in.
Whoever was in the closet managed to climb up a ledge where we keep collectibles, smash the window, and climb up out of the basement to the outside.
Bruh.
In other words, they escaped and were never caught. That night, we kept the basement and living room lights on all night, and locked every door in the house.
They should be locked
The
down
next
anyway.
day, we had the glass fixed. We don't even live in a bad neighborhood, so it's really scary to think that something like this could happen to basically anyone.
That actually is kind of scary though. In my city, there was actually like a break-in a few days ago.
I work as a
midnight.
janitor at a commuter college campus I won't disclose for my own privacy and safety.
Makes sense.
My job entails cleaning the hallways, classrooms, and bathrooms of varying buildings on campus.
Okay.
Usually I work later hours in the day, like 1 to 9, when the campus is less crowded.
Once a
It was a
night.
stormy night
It's
in the
not that
summer
bad.
that I was working.
Like overnight,
The
it's
college
like.
offers summer courses, obviously, so yes, I work in the summer too.
Mhm.
This was during one of the biggest storms we've had that year. Extreme winds mixed with a torrential downpour. It was later in my shift, anywhere from 7 to 8 o'clock. I was currently in the activity center hall, which didn't hold any classes, just a big ballroom, a small theater, and varying classroom-type rooms used for general purposes. It was usually one of the quieter buildings on campus, apart from when events were being held in it.
Okay.
I very well may have been the only person in that building at that hour.
Fuck no. No.
I
No.
was cleaning in the downstairs section of the building, which held the game room, when suddenly the whole place went dark. Like pitch black, except for the red glow of an exit sign near the
No,
door.
I would
to
be
the stairs.
flipping my shit.
The power shortly went out.
I would be flipping
I
out.
took out my phone and called one of the other janitors who was working in another building. He told me the power went out in his building too, which meant the whole campus probably lost power due to the storm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
After hanging up, I figured my job down there was done,
Pretty
so I
much.
followed the glow of the exit sign, but nearly shit myself when I saw someone peering their head from around the stairway. I called out thinking it was maybe someone who worked in the
Like-
building, but before I could even really
like-
say anything, they disappeared upstairs. I ran to the stairway to try and follow, given that I would have to most likely lock up the building now and had to make sure everyone was outside. Quite frankly, when I got upstairs, I didn't know what to do in the total darkness.
That's true. It's scary.
There were very few backup lights that were still lit in case of blackouts, and they were very, very dim, only lighting up basically a little around their immediate surroundings. I started calling out in the dark, seemingly empty building that I had to close up. Everyone and anyone must get out. The hallway in this building did one big circle around the big ballroom, and backup lights were distributed throughout the hallway. However, like I said, they were far between and extremely dim. I started doing my round through the hallway, and I was pretty sure I heard footsteps behind me. I turned when I was under one of the backup lights, but I didn't see anything behind me.
Yeah,
I
it's too
continued
dark.
around the hallway, checking each room.
Hey, they're following you.
I
Just
checked the last bathroom and found no one. I figured the building was empty and
no. They're
safe to
using
lock
the
up.
no. They're using the darkness to
Walking to the
protect
front of the
themselves.
building, I heard footsteps again.
Told you.
This time I knew someone had to be behind me.
Told you.
I turned and saw a silhouette standing in the dark just beyond one of the dim lights. I called out, "You have to leave the building." The way they were standing there just made me uncomfortable. And just then, they turned and ran the other way out of sight. I didn't know what to do, but chasing someone and physically removing them from the building was above my pay grade. I continued for the front door, planning on calling campus police.
You're just like fuck it.
When I got to the front door of the building, I turned back to the darkness that was the lobby of this building. And about 20 feet away from me, I saw that silhouette again, this time hiding behind a half-open door. I say silhouette because all I could see was a black figure.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't see any body or facial features. I left the building and called the campus police. A couple of them came to check out the building, but they couldn't find anyone. Later that night, I got a disturbing phone call.
Oh no.
It was campus police. They asked me to describe the person I saw the best I could, but I truly couldn't. I couldn't see anything about them. Then they dropped a bomb and told me there was a killer in the area who was in hiding and was spotted by a local resident near the college campus. When I
Hell
hung up
no.
the phone, I felt a shiver run up my spine.
Bro, thank God he
I
never
didn't
went
get
after
much
him.
sleep that night. I also didn't feel safe at work for a while after that.
Shit. Okay, well, all I can really say about that, to be honest, is like thank God he never chased. because like he did say that he kind of wanted it to, right? So thank God he didn't. That's first of all. Second of all, if it's dark, like you never really like blackouts are terrifying. Okay, like that's just it's not really a blackout story, but like the other day my bulb, like this bulb right here, like just went out. Like the light was on. I'm like literally like standing like right here, right? And then I smelled burning, like a burning sensation, and I was like, what the hell is burning? I go to the basement, it smells normal. I come in this area, it smells like it's burning. It smells like it's burning here, but then over there, no. So I was kind of like, what is that? I was like, is the computer like okay? And then I'm just kind of standing, and then boom, that burns out, and I was like, and I turned it off and on and back on. It did not turn on. I left it off. Changed the bulb an hour later because I was scared to touch it, and then it was fine. So basically, the bulb just went out because like all the other lights still worked just fine. So it wasn't really a blackout, but yeah. Anyway, basically, if you're alone, especially that like first story, do not go back. Especially if you're alone, especially at nighttime, do not go in a building yourself. Especially in the basement, area that's like under construction. No. The second story with someone in the basement, just run upstairs. Like the second that you know someone's dead down there or have the feeling, run upstairs, lock the door if you can, hide, call the police, then hopefully, or even get the fuck out of the house and just like wait outside the house to feel more safe. And then the third one, I don't know. I definitely would not go after him in this case. I don't care what my job is. I don't care if I have to make sure. Just like I think he did right, like by calling campus police, and that's basically it. Just because like you're not gonna like chase someone. And thank freaking God, because a freaking killer, Jesus. That's some scary shit. Like when I heard that, I was like, oh my God. Like no, I don't even want to hear the word killer. It just gives me shivers. Like it just scares me. That just scares the hell out of me. Like I'm just gonna look around. Am I good? No one's here. Hi. No. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Again, tell me any other videos you want me to like react to or something, and I will do so. Again, it may not be when you want it to be. It may not be what you want it to be exactly, but yeah, it just may not be like. I don't post every day. That's for damn sure. I normally post when he posts, and yeah, I don't know, but. I don't know, but definitely check out Mr. Amber's videos, like, post comments, like, love him, I love him, like, he's great, he's really good. And even his voice is so kind of, like, soothing, too, like, I can fall asleep to these videos, I can, like, his voice is soothing, it's really good. Just, please subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you're fucking up, like, no. Anyway, guys, watch this video, and, yeah, well, watch his channel, sorry. Because you obviously just watched the video with me. But anyway, I keep talking, I'm not going to shut the fuck up. So I'm just going to say, bye guys, thanks for watching, see you guys in the next video, and I will try to post more, but again, work is annoying, and yeah. Like, I'm off tomorrow, but then I work the next day, and then I'm off, and then I work the next day again. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I'll see you guys in the next video, thanks for watching, and yeah, bye.